Zoe's Fancy Cakes YouTube channel, and today we've got a very special guest all the way from Brazil, Alessandra, who's going to be showing us how to make this really cute hippopotamus. And we're going to be using a different kind of paste today, fox paste, which isn't edible, and we're going to start showing you that now.
So here's what Alessandra's going to be using. Links are in the description box below the video so you can see everything that's been used here. Now Alessandra's using the fox paste. Now it's not edible, this paste, so if you prefer to make this tutorial in modelling paste that's edible, then you can do. You just follow the same way of doing it. So she's mixed two colours together. She's just cutting a circle out just to cover her piece of polystyrene. And she's used a cocktail stick for cutting. Now the fox paste, it does cling to tools and materials, so she's been using cocktail sticks just to cut through it. If you're using just normal fondant or modelling paste, you can use a knife to cut it. And then she's just using a texture mat over the top. This is just going to be a little base for the hippopotamus to sit on. Using a stitching wheel, Alessandra's going to run some lines over those that the impression mat has left, just so it looks a bit more like stitching. Now Alessandra's weighed out her paste, so we'll put measurements on the screen now. Now this paste does need to be kept airtight, just like icing would. If you're using edible modelling paste, you're not going to need these polystyrene balls. You can just do it in solid paste, or you could use Rice Krispie treats in the middle instead if you prefer. But because this paste isn't edible, we're going to be able to keep it forever. It doesn't matter if we put polystyrene in the middle. Now the polystyrene needs to be covered in a PVA glue, just a thin layer all the way around the outside edge, and then it's going to be pushed into that larger piece of paste. So don't forget, everything that she's using will link below the video. So she's fully covered that polystyrene ball, and it's kind of more oval shaped than round now. And then she's put an indentation across about the middle, halfway down, and then she's just softening the lines with her fingers. And then from the bottom, which is the wider end, she's put another indentation, and then just across that first indentation, which is sort of the eye line, she's putting a couple of little lines. Now because this isn't edible, Alessandra's able to use little pearls that aren't edible. So just like little jewellery beads and things like that. If you're using icing, it is important that you use sugar pearls. And she's just gently rolling down the paste, just slightly. Can you see it's come over the top of the eyeball? Then two balls for nostrils. And she's just poked a hole in the middle of each nostril. Then kind of a little leaf shape down here for the base of the mouth. Two balls for the ears. Again, just pushing them in at the bottom. This is also pushing them and sticking them onto the paste underneath. Then again, another little kind of leaf shape. It's going to go on the forehead. This will be a little piece of hair. And then just add some little hairlines in, like so. Oh, how cute. And then she's marking where the eyebrows are going to go. And then a couple of little lines just pushed in around the eyes. Now for the teeth, she's just kind of rolled a rounded rectangle and cut it in half, and then just push that on underneath sort of the nose, so right near the bottom. Then the body, again she's using another piece of polystyrene, covering that in the paste to be like a teardrop shape. Some little crease lines on its body now. So the thin end is going to attach to the head and the fat end will be the bomb. And then she's going to use the other pieces for the legs. So the other pieces of paste that we measured out earlier on the screen, she's just rolling them slightly thinner at one end, fatter at the other, and then she's using the bottom end of a modelling tool to put like little toenail marks on. Again, some more creases around kind of the knee area. Now this is like a alternative to using shortening. So if you're using icing, you'd use shortening to stop the paste sticking to your tools. Because it's fox paste, it's not edible. It's like a cream that kind of stops your tool sticking to the paste. And then she's using a little bit of glue, PVA glue, to attach those back legs. So she's made all four legs the same, and then the front legs again just added with glue. A little bit on sort of the tops of the legs and the pointy bit of the body to attach the head onto. Give it a good press down. Just a small thin bit for its little curly tail. And then she's going to make him or her a little pacifier or dummy. So just a disc of blue. And then she's got kind of a fleshy kind of colour. She's just rolling kind of a teardrop, poking a little hole or a little indentation into that blue. and then you can push that teardrop into there like so. Now for a little handle for it, so nice and thin, make a little loop and just push that onto the back of there. So nice and simple, but it looks really effective. A couple of little holes in either side. Now for a bow. So either side of the bow is going to be the same amount of paste, or both sides of the bow I should say. So you're going to roll each ball thin at either end, so you get kind of this leaf shape, and then push down in the middle with your rolling pin. You're going to fold each of those in half, just push them together in the middle, and then using the small ball, roll a little strip that'll just wrap around that centre bit. Cut off any extra at the back, some little crease lines added in there. And again, Alessandra's going to stick this down with some glue, just on the top of the head like that. And some little hearts now for the paws. So it's kind of a teardrop. You start with the teardrop, flatten it down, and then push a line in the middle so you get the top of the heart shape. Then Alessandra's just going to add a bit of glue underneath just to stick it onto the top of there, like so. So remember, if you're using icing instead of the fox paste, don't use actual glue. And you can stick the fox paste with water in small parts, but for the bigger parts you'd want to use glue. Just going to make him a little blanket, so some white roll nice and thin. Just cutting a little square of it and then just folding it up slightly or creasing it to push it through the little dummy. And just finish it off by dusting a little bit of pink. Again, we'll put links to what's been used below. Now this dust is actually an edible dust, so you can still use that same dust on your figure if you make it out of icing. And she's just going to add some little dots of white paint. Again, if using icing, use white food colouring. There she is, all finished. Really cute. Thank you to Alessandra for filling in for me today, because I didn't have time to make anything for today's video. She's been a star.
I'm going to put links to Alessandra's Facebook page and Instagram page below the video. Thank you for watching.
Obrigada por assistir.
If you liked the video, be sure to hit the thumbs up button and leave me a comment below. You can see more of my tutorials by clicking on the images on screen now. If you haven't already, make sure you click the subscribe button to stay up to date with my future tutorials. There are also links in the description box below where you can find me on Facebook, Instagram and more.